Hello everyone, I am Apostle Daniel Akpai, the Senior Pastor of Rulers of Destiny Ministries, Abuja. If you are married, yay! This video is for you. Today we are looking at how to spice up your marriage. Now, I'd like you to understand something, that when men begin to go out of their marital home to try something new outside, to begin to chase ladies outside, I feel there are things involved. Number one, when the wife is no longer chaseable. I don't know if there's a word like that. When the wife is no longer chaseable. I discovered that in my house, I keep chasing my wife. She goes to the bedroom, I follow her. She goes to the toilet, I follow her everywhere. She wears my bum short. I do not joke for my bum shorts. That ministry is a perfect one. I always tell her, wear my bum shorts for me. So I keep chasing, spanking her like that. So that is what I want. So as a lady, you need to ask your husband to know what he wants. Does he want you to be tying wrap at home? You need to know. Does he want you to be wearing bum shorts? You need to know. Does he want you to be wearing? Listen, do not be spiritual for your husband. Don't be spiritual for your wife. She is your wife. He is your husband. All right. So when this begins to happen, you begin to do things that make him chase you. He will not go out. Take for example, since you got married, you have been doing missionary style, like your father is a missionary. All the time, you just come lie down, missionary. The man might be tempted. If he doesn't have God, he might be tempted to look for something outside, to just have a bite of what is outside. But I know that in as much as you try to keep a man, you try your part, some men will still cheat. Yes, I know. A man who has no self-control, who does not have the fear of God, does that. But do you know that at times it's better you fight, you know you fought this battle, than not fighting at all. So as we look at this topic, before we continue, I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. If you are seeing red below, it means you are the only one who is here to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button as we begin this topic, how to spice up your marriage. Number one, submission. Submission is very, very important. Submission is you. The Bible says in the book of Ephesians chapter 5 verse 21, it says, submit to one another. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 21. It says, submit to one another. This is the man and the wife submitting to each other. And when I did a study on that, I discovered that submitting to each other means yielding to each other's will. Your wife will have her will at times. You will have your will at times. You just need to yield to each other, yielding to each other's will. That is submission. So it means that as a man, there are times you need to consider the will of your wife too. Because you cannot just suppress her like that. There are things she wants to do. You need to consider her will too. As long as it's fine and you are okay. Then the woman too needs to consider the will of the husband. That is what it means in Ephesians chapter 5 verse 21. Submitting to one another, yielding to each other's will. If you want to spice up your marriage, you must consider that. Because when one is feeling cheated, that the will is always being denied because he or she is married, that's when problem begins to come. So if you want to spice up your marriage, submission is very important. In the book of Ephesians 5:22, the Bible says, wives, submit to your husband. You see, after 21, submit to one another. 22, it says, submit to your husband. Then how do you submit to a man? You submit to a man by allowing him to have a say. You submit to a man by allowing him to feel that he is the man of the house. You allow the man, you submit to him by allowing him to, even though you have answers to some things, you just present to him to let him have a say. All right? So it's very important. Men get irritated when they see a bossy wife, a wife who does not want to regard them as the man of the house. So You must do all you can not to be bossy to your man. Number 2, how to spice up your marriage. You must spice your sex life. Yes, this is very important. Do you know that couples that have sex frequently tend to be more closer than couples who do not have sex frequently? I did a personal study in a particular place on sex, and I found out that couples that have sex once in a month always have misunderstanding once in a month. That the minimum couples should have sex in a week at least should be 2 to 3 times. So sex has the ability to bond you and your husband together. So if you want to spice up your marriage, you need to spice your sex life. And how do you spice your sex life? You need to go on adventurism. You need to go on different styles. You need to try something new consistently in your marriage. This means that you don't just come and lie down flat and say, Oga, come and climb me all the time. Oga, come and climb me. You need to. There are so many styles. That is why my book, Bedroom Dynamics for Men, is going to help you. The book is coming out. I'm writing for men on how to leverage and go on adventure with their wives. Listen to this. Sex in marriage is sweet. If you go on adventure, try new things, create new. You discover that you begin to like some new styles you try that will make you crave for sex, that will even spice up your marriage. Number 3, communication. If you want to spice your marriage, communication is very important. Once in a while, sit yourselves down, ask your wife, what is it I do you don't like? Ask your husband, what is it I do you don't like? Tell yourself that, tell me what you like about me, because I want to continue in doing them. So when you communicate, you'll be able to know what you do you don't like. Unlike allowing ourselves to pile them up until it gets to our nerves and we begin to react and having problem at home. So do all you can to communicate. Communication is the life wire of every relationship. Anything that comes up, try to communicate. Try to ask yourself, what do you want me to do? Do you enjoy sex with me? How do you want me to do it? Do you like the way I talk to you? How do you want me to do it? Talk it out. Talk it out. Number 4, learn to ignore little things. Do you know that misunderstandings in marriage are caused by little things that do not matter? That when you even look at them, they don't. Before you react to issues in marriage, ask yourself, do these things really matter? Do they deserve your energy? A couple almost got into divorce because of yogurt. Man bought yogurt, the wife said, don't drink my yogurt. The man said, don't drink, the wife drank a lot. So close up has caused problem in marriage. Things that cause serious problem in marriage are little things. So for your own peace, learn to ignore. I was telling my wife some weeks ago, I said, it's been long we had misunderstanding. She said, do you think you don't do things that offend me? And I also told her, do you think you don't do things that offend me too? She said, it's true, but we ignore it. We ignore them. She said, it's true, we ignore them. So we see things that do not matter, we ignore. Things that do not matter, you begin to drag up and down there. You are just causing unnecessary issue over things you could let go. So try to ignore little things. Number 5, go out on a date. Wow. Is important. Do you know that my wife took me out on a date? She took me out on a date. She took me to Nikon Luxury Hotel. I had fun. She said, my baby, eat whatever you want to eat. And I take her on a date too. So she takes me out on a date. I take her. We sit, we eat, we drink, we just take time, we snap pictures. You see, these are things people do with their girlfriends. She is my girlfriend. I am her boyfriend. So once in a while, we go on a date. At times, you can just put the children one side. Sometimes you look over them, you go. At times, you can go with your children. You go on a date, eat together. Those memories you are building, those memories, they help to spice up your marriage, all right? There are times you just go pay for hotel, during an anniversary, I went, pay for hotel. We had a nice time, hang around, we rested, change the environment. The hotel is even close to my house. We just had to. These are little things that will spice up your marriage. So go on a date, sit on a round table, eat. If you don't have money, you can drink, but just catch fun, enjoy yourself. The last one, surprise yourselves with gifts. Buy yourselves gifts and present to each other. You saw my wife's birthday. You saw what I did. I surprised that she did not see that coming at all. She didn't see that coming. She didn't see it. You know, surprise each other. No matter how small it looks, try and surprise each other. Your wife wants surprises. Your husband wants surprises. So that is all I have for you on how to spice up your marriage. If you are yet to subscribe, don't forget to click subscribe button. God bless you. Bye-bye.